Brought to you by the Every Dollar app. Start budgeting for free today.
So I'm a 50-year-old homeschooling mom. I've been homeschooling for about 20 years. And we've been on a single income for a long time and budgeting and living within our means. But recently, about 4 or 5 years ago, I used to work for a major tech giant. And I had some stocks that were underwater, so didn't think much about it and totally forgot I even had them. And lo and behold, a couple of years ago, it just went crazy. And so now all of a sudden I have a great amount of net worth, I guess. But when I log in and see my account, I have up to about 18 million right now, but I don't know what to do with it. And it's all tied up in one stock, which makes me a little nervous. Mm-hmm. And you know, I've never done a whole lot of online investing or anything like that. So wanted to see if you have some advice for me.
Wow, that's awesome. I hate it when I log into my account and there's $18 million in there. Way to go.
Were you shocked? Like, did you wake up one day and log in and go, oh my gosh, are those zeros real?
No, you saw it coming.
You knew.
Well, no, I didn't. My husband actually said, hey, did you see what happened to your company? I'm like, no, because I was homeschooling. I was doing my normal things, and I actually didn't even know where my stock was. So I had to log into a couple of different companies and say, well, I hope my account is there.
Wow.
Still. So, yeah. So I found it eventually, and it's gone crazy still.
Okay. Wow.
At that point.
So you've held this for how long?
20 years.
And it was when you got it, it was an employee benefit, so your cost basis is zero?
I remember paying around $14 maybe when I left. I left when I was pregnant with my first son.
What's it trading for now per share?
I think it's 120 something, but it's been split 4 and then it's been split 10.
Oh,
a lot of stock splits.
When I left, it was only 3 something.
I got you.
So it was completely underwater, and I just filed it away somewhere.
Just forgot about it. Okay.
Yeah, totally.
That strategy worked for you. It's not one I recommend, but I'm going with it. Okay. Hey, good job.
But
so fun. Okay. So what is your current household income?
So we're still on single income, about $250-ish.
Okay. All right.
So my husband also works for another tech giant. So
you need if your household income is over 400, your capital gains rate is 20%. If it's under 400, it's 15%.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So if you were to cash out enough of this that it took you up over 400, it's going to run your rate up, I think. Okay. So what you need is much better detailed advice, but I want you to sit down. I want you and your husband, who are both smart people, to learn exactly what your rates do as you move this around. It's very, very scary and unwise to leave all of your money in one thing, regardless of what the story is of how we got there.
I understand.
Okay. Because this thing turned right side up, but it used to be $3, and it could be that again, hypothetically. I doubt it, but it could be. Okay,
right.
I'm not predicting that. I don't even know what the company name is. I don't want to know. It doesn't matter. The concept of diversification gives you safety, not having all your eggs in one basket, as they say, and you probably heard that, right?
Right, definitely.
So common sense says we need to get some of this off the table. The faster, the better, but being wise about tax rates as you do it. Okay, but sure. So let's say your husband makes $250, and if I'm right, and I might not be, I'm sitting here questioning. I don't know if it affects.
I've got the number here, Dave. If you want,
I know it's
gone up a little bit.
Is it over 20%?
It is 20%, but the number, if it's married filing jointly, it's 583.
Yeah, but I don't know if capital gains activates that number.
That's based on your household income for the year.
Your AGR, okay.
Yeah.
It may. So if you only cash out $150,000 a year, what's the max? Okay. What's the max she can cash out? What's the top income rate before it kicks in?
$583,000 this year. They keep up.
If you only cash out $300,000 a year, you're never going to get diversified.
Okay.
It would take a long time.
But if you go over 300, you're probably going to go from 15 to 20% capital gains rate. Follow me?
Yes.
Because the rich must be punished, including homeschool moms. Just ask the bozos in Washington, okay? So anything we can do to do that, but the first $300,000 a year is a no-brainer, but that's not really moving very much of $18 million.
Exactly.
You got to live to be 300 years old to get it all moved around. So you're probably going to take some tax hit. And what your analysis is, what your consideration is am I willing to give up 20% of, say, $1 million? Am I willing to give up $200,000 out of $1 million in order for it not to all be in one thing?
I see.
I am, if it's me, but I'm not going to. I'm not going to be in a rush. I want to do some of it, but I sure wouldn't want this thing to turn upside down and you end up with half your money because you didn't move it over 20%, right?
Right. Well, I think our whole mindset is just really different than maybe people who come onto your show or go onto your programs, because I've never lived with this kind of money. And
you
I have
don't
no
need the
intention of
money,
living that way.
but what
I have no need for any of this money.
Yeah, but you've
So
been given the responsibility to manage it.
True.
So we want to be wise. We don't want to look back and say we were unwise. Not because you're going to go buy a Lamborghini. That's not the point. Okay?
Right.
Because you're not. That's not who you are. You just said that.
Right.
But we also don't want to give up more in tax money than we have to give. And so some of these tax rate things are possibly moving in a different administration. So it could be next spring or next year. Congress passes with a different president, a different tax law. That could happen. I wouldn't sit around and count my chickens on that one either way. But so I want you to sit down with a tax professional and with one of our SmartVestor pros and begin to get some investment advice. If I'm you, even if it costs me some money, I would rather have the safety than I would the extra 20%. So what are we talking about here? 3.6 million moves it all. So instead of 18, you've got 15 or 14.
Right.
But it's all moved and it's diversified and it's safe. And you've reset your basis and everything higher.
And then you can invest it in something less volatile and a little less risky.
Yeah, if you did it all at once, that's probably what you're facing, max. Would you rather have 14 diversified or 18 undiversified? I'm probably a little of both, I'm probably somewhere in the middle of that. But I'm moving some of it, and I'd learn how. So get with a SmartVestor Pro, get with a tax ELP, learn about the taxes, learn about the investing. Wow, congratulations. Create your free every dollar budget today, the simplest way to budget for your life.